Next up, we've got Giulio from Nexi. I think a very interesting presentation on a real live implementation of smart POS in Italy. So Giulio.
So good afternoon to everybody. Can you hear me? Yes. So I'm very glad to be here and to share with you our experience we had in the past year to launch the smart POS in Italy. My name is Giulio Vasconi and I'm head of marketing for the merchant services for Nexi. Just a few words about Nexi. Nexi is a new brand which was born in 2017 from the experience of a group of companies focused on the payment and acquiring. The group was ICBP and Carta C. We owned by three different private equity, and we have a strong ambition to become the national champions in digital payment. Here we can see our vision, which is very simple and clear. Two main strategic pillars. First of all, we believe that every payment will be digital because the digital payments are simple, faster, and safer. You know that here in Italy we have a huge opportunity. On average, our digital payment penetration is approximately 25–26%. So there is a very huge gap between the first country like UK or Nordics country. The second important strategic pillar is that we want to be the bank's pay tech, in the sense that we want to be a partner for our banks, and later we can see and share a little bit our business model, which is very, very important and had a lot of impact on the building up the ecosystem. Very shortly, some number. We operate in three different businesses: an issuing side where we manage about more than 40 million cards. We are on the acquiring side, some merchant services where we have and serve more than 100,000 merchants, and then on the payment where we manage about more than 400,000 uses of corporate banking and the ATM. This is, in a very short way, who is Nexi in Italy. So, I said before, one of our most important strategic pillars is that we want to be the bank pay tech. What does it mean? We have different business models with the banks, but mainly the most important one is that we operate in a licensing model. That is, we have a clear rule along the purchase chain. That means the bank who has the relationship with the banks, with the merchants, and define the commercial strategy. That means that we provide the services and the products to the banks, and the bank decide the retail price and sign the contract with the merchant. They are very jealous about the relationship with the merchant. As an Nexi, we provide instead, as we want to be the technological partner for our banks. We want to provide them the best-in-class products with the best service level and reliability. And obviously, we can provide to our banks all the advantages coming from our scale. We've done from 1 year now. We started with a very basic offer. We just have, and we provide to our banks just a simple service, very basic. 3 different contracts, one for the terminal and the domestic scheme without any level of service. A second contract regarding the international scheme, and then very few penetration of the e-commerce. We invested a lot in terms of innovation, technology, customer experience in order to provide our banks a more integrated advanced solution. We want to offer to our banks and merchants all different touch points of the proposition. Starting from the contract, we want to simplify the experience of the onboarding, so we provide our banks just one contract for all the services. Obviously, and then we think later, we offer the best-in-class product and terminals associated to the acquiring services, service level, omni-channel gateway integrated with the e-commerce, real-time data providing to the merchant in order to have under control all their business, and then the new business of the value-added services. So this is a path. This is a sort of point of reference of our strategy in order to be always the best in class in terms of innovation and services and products. What happened last July 2018? We launched first in Italy the Smart POS. We signed a contract, exclusively partnership with Point, which is the leading company in US providing platform in terms of software and marketplace. We entered the market with a premium price with the aim to provide our merchant innovation and providing not a terminal, but a platform able to provide different services. Starting from the design of the product, we aim to increase the interaction between merchant and customer in order to improve the customer experience of the payments. We wanted to provide more digitalization in terms of payments. So this product is able to have the digital signature, is able to provide and to send by email the receipt of the payments, or provide to the merchant a sort of storage of all the transactions in order to be managed by the customer and the merchant. Secondly, the second most important innovation we have with this product is the integration with cash register. You know that in Italy we have a very strict fiscal regulation that force the merchant to have a certified printer, fiscal printer on the desk. Thanks to this product, we can onboard the cash register software and provide together a fiscal printer in order to provide just unique solution for the merchant. And the second biggest revolution we provide to the merchant is the App Store, the marketplace. This product have a proprietary marketplace through which we can onboard different developers and provide to our merchant a lot of different solutions. This is very quickly what we have said before. So the two main benefits we can provide the product are, first of all, simplify the point of sales management. You know that above all in some kind of merchant like restaurants, the desk is crowded of a lot of devices. Besides the cash register, we can see the terminal for the payment, the terminal for accepting meal voucher, the terminal for reserve a taxi, and also the food delivery developers provide to the restaurants a lot of devices like the table in order to take the order. So aim with the Smart POS is to provide just a unique solution, a platform through which the merchant can simplify the desk and satisfy all the needs. The second one, big benefit, is providing a marketplace. We work a lot with a lot of developers. We engage more than 200 developers, and now we have in our marketplace about 45 apps through which the merchant, according to the industry or different profiling criteria, they can find out which is the best services that can increase the productivity of their merchant. That's the beautiful story we can tell to our banks and the merchant, but what's behind? Behind there is a long journey we did with our banks in order to engage and build up the ecosystem, above all to engage our banks. We said before, the banks keep the relationship with the merchant. They used to have a traditional business with a terminal where there is just one counterpart of the contract with the merchant, which is the bank. Now with the Smart POS, we are introducing a new business model where there is not only one player, which is the bank, but in the game appears new players, which are the owner of the marketplace and the developer. It's not easy for us to engage the banks and to move the banks on the new business model. The only way to simplify the engagement is to not invent anything different from what happened 10 years ago on the mobile and telecom industry with the arrival of the smartphone. If you see on the left side of the charts, we can see the business model of the smartphone, where TIM, which is the service provider, sign a contract with the customer for the service and for the device rental. Then the customer sign another contract with the owner of the marketplace, in this case Google, and then there is a third player. If the customer download the app, which is the developer, where the customer sign a contract in order to use the app. Switching on the payment business, the smartphone is quite the same story. So the bank still remain the main point of contact with the merchant, define the price, define and keep the relationship. Then they have to accept that there is also another player, which is Nexi, as the owner of the marketplace, in order to provide all the advantages in terms of networking with developers and defining the term and condition with the merchant for using the marketplace. And the third player are the developers that sign the contract directly with the merchant. So this was a very complicated path we have to do with our banks in order to drive them in a new business model. On the other hand, this is, the 4 areas where we invest a lot during the last year in order to launch the Smart POS. We have to focus on developing a product range, creating an app ecosystem, developing a service delivery model, and then define a different go-to-market. All these activity last about 9 months, thanks to a strong synergy we have with Point, our partner, which is very strong in terms of skills and competences on the marketplace and the software side. We have to invest a lot in terms of competences. We hire more than 20 people with digital strong skills in order to work on the app ecosystem, invest a lot in terms of financial resources, and above all, we were able to provide to our banks the advantages thanks to our scale with a relationship with software developer or hardware developer. So going very quickly, deeply in these 4 areas, we have developing product range. We launched just this product, which is suitable for the merchant with a physical point of sales with a desk. In a month, we are going to launch the Smart POS Mini, suitable for accepting in mobility the payment. And we are looking at a PC-based Smart POS in order to target a corporate customers. So we want to provide a complete range of products in order to satisfy all different targets. The second big issue we had is to sign partnership with a software ACR provider. I said before, in Italy, we have a very strict fiscal regulation, so our main tough challenge was to sign a contract, a partnership with a provider that can provide us not only the software, which is embedded in the Smart POS, but also a sales force of technicians which are certified to manage in a post-sales also the fiscal printer. Regarding the creating ecosystem, here, a lot of things to do. First of all, engage the developers. We have 2 different approaches, a massive engagement of developers through advertising, through different events like the Hackathon. But on the other hand, we decide also to get in touch directly with the industry leader of specific area, for example, the ACR partner. On the other hand, the other very complicated task we had is the accounting and management process for revenue sharing. Taking the experience from the smartphone, the developer define the price. We debt the customer on behalf of the developers. We keep our part of revenue sharing, and we turn back to the business, to the developer, the remaining part. So it was very important to define all the process in terms of accounting and management in order to manage this new business model. And finally, we invest a lot in terms of delivery model. Here we change in a very strong way the go-to-market of this solution. So we have engaged also a specific structure in our team, which is the SME Factory, which is a team which is focused on profiling the customer base of our banks, trying to define the specific proposition and help them to propose the right product to the right price. And we can imagine also the training for our banks, which were used to just to propose traditional products. The terminal, the payment terminal, which is just a piece of iron, just one product for one service. Here, we have to invest a lot in order to engage the single branches of the banks in order to propose the right product to the right customer. So at the end, our ambition is to evolve our partnership with our banks. The banks still remain the owner of the contract with the merchant, still define the price and the commercial strategy, but we, as Nexi, we want to be and evolve our role in terms of partnership and technological role with the partnership with the banks, and providing the advantage to sign, partnership with the different player, which is the meal voucher providers, or to the developer ecosystem, or to the hardware and software platform. Otherwise, the banks wasn't able to manage this stuff. Thank you.